The New England Patriots need a wide receiver one. Pop Douglas, you're awesome, but you're not going to cut it for Drake May and help us to get back to the playoffs. In fact, our leading receiver this year wasn't a receiver. It was a tight end. Hunter Henry, shout out to you. So the Patriots need to make a move, and unfortunately, it is starting to dwindle in free agency, so looks like somebody is going to have to cough up draft pick or two and trade for a wide receiver one. We're going to talk about that here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and we are in a month-long subscriber battle with the AFC East. Patriots Today, Dolphins Today, Bills Breakdown, Jets Report. Be sure to hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already. Help us beat the Bills, Jets, and Dolphins channels right here at Chat Sports, and hopefully we can beat them in the regular season. Now, it's not just wide receiver the Patriots need to hone in on it. That was the only issue we had to fix. Well, we would have been in the playoffs last year. But they still need to fix their lack of a wide receiver one and their left tackle / left guard. And I feel like they've done everything but that in free agency. Although they did try to go out and get Ronnie Stanley and Chris Godwin, I fear that we did what we did last year. We put all of our eggs into those baskets and didn't look at other options that we could have possibly picked up while they were still available. Because guess what? The free agent wide receivers, they're very, very slim now. And there are still some good talents out there, but not like what we wanted. Not the T. Higgins, the Chris Godwins that were going to put asses in the seats and sell the jerseys. Now, we might be settling for a couple of players here and there. Now, there are still guys out there like a Stephon Diggs, like an Amari Cooper, that could possibly still be that top target for the Patriots moving forward. Excuse me. But then you get a little bit older, you start to go with a Brandon Cooks, a Tyler Lockett, Robert Woods, and there's no way in hell I am considering Deontay Johnson to come to New England. I'm not saying these are bad wide receivers. I'm just saying they definitely weren't at the top of our list at the start of free agency. In fact, there were reports out of the NFL Combine that we weren't even interested as a franchise in Cooper or in Stephon Diggs. So it looks like the only way the Patriots are now going to be able to fill that need is by trading for a wide receiver one, and they need to make it happen soon. So I'll ask you guys this question here before I get into the latest reports. Name a wide receiver the Patriots should trade for. There are several players out there like a Brandon Aiyuk and A.J. Brown, George Pickens. The list goes on and on. Let me know who you guys would like to see in the blue and red later this year. Now, before I go on ahead and tell you about that, let me tell you about Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in America. I'm playing Prize Picks every single game day, and I want you guys to join me. All you have to do is just pick more or less on a player's projected stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. That's right, up to 1,000 times your cash. You can mix and match players and sports as well by adding in your favorite basketball players with hockey, with football, and even esports. So if you guys want to go on ahead and test your skills, go on ahead and download the Prize Picks app today. I highly recommend playing on Tuesdays and Fridays. They have promotions every single week. Taco Tuesday, which is a discounted player projection on their stats. And every Friday is Flex Friday, win or your money back guaranteed up to $20. And I know that football season may seem far away, but another sport is right around the corner, and that's baseball. I did make my season-long projections on Prize Picks for the baseball year, and I have Paul Skeens to have more than 215.5 pitcher strikeouts, and I have Aaron Judge to have less than 49.5 home runs. I know, kind of spicy. But these are my picks. If you guys want to go on ahead and copy them, feel free to do so, or just download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. The Boston Sports Journal's Greg Bedard does think the Patriots still have a big-time trade up their sleeve, and he does think it's going to be for either A.J. Brown or Brandon Aiyuk. And before I hop into that, let's see what Bedard had to say about this matter. Just like last offseason, I still believe in my bones the Patriots will find that receiver via trade among the likes of an A.J. Brown and Brandon Aiyuk. The latter is the best option given the fire sale in San Francisco, but he won't be ready until at least midseason after major knee surgery. Now, when I heard this report, I'm thinking, here we go again. We're talking about possible trade rumors for A.J. Brown. And don't get me wrong, this would be electric. This would be the only trade that would make me forget about T. Higgins. But I just don't have as much confidence as Greg does about an A.J. Brown trade happening this year. The Patriots do not have a winning record out of 2024. The Eagles just won a Super Bowl, and he was their top receiver. It just doesn't seem like a good situation right now. And reportedly, the Patriots already reached out for A.J. Brown and what it would take to get him to come to New England. And while the Eagles' answer is undisclosed, I'm probably thinking it's a no. But to Bedard's point, I do think that Brandon Aiyuk is actually a pretty realistic trade that the Patriots should call the 49ers and see what it's all about. Because why would Brandon Aiyuk be a better option than A.J. Brown, other than the obvious didn't just play for a Super Bowl? The Patriots offered him last year 4 years and $32.5 million. That was the highest offer that he had, but he ended up signing a 4-year extension with the San Francisco 49ers. But now, because he's coming off a not-so-great year and an injury, the 49ers reportedly are open to a trade for Aiyuk to another team. And there's also a latest report out there that's saying maybe San Francisco wants to get younger. Well, that's perfect because the Patriots have a hellacious amount of draft picks. So what would make the 49ers younger? Fresh rookies. And I think this is kind of going to be the key to the Niners' heart in terms of receiving a top receiver like Brandon Aiyuk. And thankfully, his asking price is a lot lower than what we offered him last year. Brandon Aiyuk would become a New England Patriot, while the 49ers would receive the 2025 third-round pick via Atlanta in the Matthew Judon trade. So they do still currently have 2 third-round picks. You give one away to 49ers, and then you give away next year's 4th-round pick. That is a lot less of an asking price than the Patriots offered Brandon Aiyuk last year. However, you are going to have to eat his salary and that new extension that he did just get with the 49ers. And you also have to realize that because the 49ers are so open to trading Brandon Aiyuk is because he is injured. He will not be available until middle of the season, so we're not sure exactly this is going to be the end-all to all of our problems, but it could possibly be a start. And now I leave it in your hands. Would you accept this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline on a Brandon Aiyuk trade to New England. I personally am going to take this trade, even though I know that his availability might be a little bit staggered because of the injury. I just think that it's better than what the Patriots are dealing with right now. And if it's not going to be A.J. Brown or Brandon Aiyuk, do not panic. There are still some deals that Mike Vrabel could possibly get done. There are teams out there that need some of our assets, perhaps maybe even a quarterback in Joe Milton. You could trade for Chris Olave with the New Orleans Saints. Jacoby Myers, maybe try to relive his stint in New England, but this time have a little bit more success. Thank you, Juju Smith-Schuster, for that deal. And then George Pickens, another team that could possibly use a guy like a Joe Milton if, they don't end up keeping their quarterback situation the same. So there are still other wide receivers that the Patriots could pick up the phone and call for, but I just don't think A.J. Brown is a realistic trade target anymore for New England. I do, however, think Brandon Aiyuk is. And if they do trade for anybody, well, this is your one-stop hub. We're going to talk about it right here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Come join 24,000 loyal New England Patriots fans right here on this channel and go on ahead and hit that sub button for me.